from Louisiana, Mr. Carter, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wholeheartedly support all of my Democratic colleagues' efforts today to demand information and accountability about the cruel and profoundly un-American mass deportation agenda being undertaken by the Donald Trump administration and his allies, as well as this administration's dereliction of duty in federal disaster response amid hurricane season. However, I would like to take a few moments to highlight a critical financial issue affecting families and businesses in Louisiana: flood insurance. Flood risk is not just a coastal issue. It affects all of us. Since 1996, flood events have occurred in all 50 states and 99% of them in the U.S. counties. That means nearly every single American community has experienced the economic, environmental, or emotional toll of flooding. With climate change intensifying the frequency and severity of major storms, the need for accessible, affordable, and transparent flood insurance has never been more urgent. Unfortunately, FEMA's implementation of Risk Rating 2.0, the new methodology for calculating National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP premiums, have created serious affordability problems for our constituents. Let me be clear. Congress did not pass legislation to mandate Risk Rating 2.0, nor did we have any meaningful input in its development. FEMA claims that this overhaul falls under its administrative authority. However, FEMA bypassed a formal rulemaking process, conducted no economic impact analysis, and declined to brief Congress before the implementing of one of the most sweeping changes to NFIP in its history. In fact, FEMA has continuously refused to release its full Risk Rating 2.0 methodology. Policyholders do not have access to their property level rating factors inputs, except for the few listed on their declaration page, which are made available only after coverage is purchased. The lack of transparency is unacceptable. In my district, the consequences are real and deeply concerning. Premiums are rising drastically, and in some cases, unpredictably exasperating our ongoing housing affordability crisis. Louisiana is not alone in this issue. There are over 1.5 million policyholders in Florida and approximately 700,000 in Texas, among others. On average, Risk Rating 2.0 and NFIP policies will cost $1,800, representing a 103.6% increase over legacy rates. There are 17 states with higher average rates than Louisiana. Rates will increase by over 50% in 41 states. Some of the states with the highest average risk rates include Maine at 183% rate increase, West Virginia at 171%, Mississippi at 149%, Florida at 131%, and New York at 85%. Among metropolitan areas, my district in New Orleans has the second highest average insurance coverage, behind only Miami. For working families already struggling to keep up with the mortgage payments, high insurance costs could mean having to choose between flood protection and other essential needs. Many have opted out of NFIP altogether, leaving them and their entire communities vulnerable and uninsured in the face of disaster. Within just 2 years of implementing Risk Rating 2.0, NFIP lost over 215,000 policyholders, and nearly 5% of all policies. States that saw the biggest decline in policyholders were West Virginia, losing nearly 20% of policies, Oklahoma about 18%, and Texas with 15% decline. Not far behind, over 1 in 10 policyholders in Louisiana has opted out. This is not a partisan issue. I have been highly critical of Risk Rating 2.0 throughout the Biden administration, with even former Secretary Mayorkas acknowledge that Risk Rating 2.0 is flawed. Yet during both Biden and Trump administrations, FEMA continued to push forward without correcting course, listening to Congress, or properly engaging the people most affected by these changes. The bottom line is this: we need a flood insurance system that protects, not penalizes, American families. It should be grounded in science, equity, and economic reality, but also accountability and transparency. Congress must have a role in shaping the future of the NFIP, and our constituents deserve to know how decisions impacting their homes and livelihoods are made. Mr. Chair, I'd like to enter into the record this research from the Coalition of Sustainable Flood Insurance, which lays out details on this issue,
Without objection.
as well as a letter from the entire delegation, Louisiana delegation, bipartisan, Republican, Democrat. My dear friend, Mr. Higgins, who's not sitting here now, also signed off on this letter.
Without objection, it will also be admitted.
I urge my colleagues to, this letter demanding information on how public mitigation projects have impacted Louisiana. To date, we have not gotten any information. I urge my colleagues to support the bipartisan common sense legislative efforts that will bring oversight, affordability, accountability, fairness back to the National Flood Insurance Program, because flood insurance isn't something that we should wait. However, we need to do this now. Mr. Chairman, pursuant to Clause 2K6, Rule 11, I move that the committee subpoena Elizabeth Asher, Assistant Administrator of the Federal Insurance Directorate of FEMA, to provide this committee with the details and agencies has been withholding from Congress.
Is there a motion?
Here is a motion.
Move to table.
Motion to table. It's in here somewhere. Here we go. The gentleman moves to table. The motion to table is privileged and non-debatable. We will allow a few moments for members to return to the committee room, as the room, let the record reflect, is very vacant at this point. So we will suspend momentarily for that to take place.
Crypto notice.
There has been a motion to table in this matter brought forth by Mr. Evans. The motion is privileged. It is non-debatable. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All those opposed, please signify by saying no.
No.
In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. Is there a motion?
Motion to have a recorded vote. Mr.
Motion for recorded vote has been requested by the ranking member. If the clerk would please call the roll.
Mr. Green of Tennessee, Mr. McCall, Mr. Higgins, Mr. Jimenez. Mr. Jimenez votes aye. Mr. Pfluger, Mr. Garbarino. My apologies, Mr. Pfluger, is that aye? Yes, sir. Mr. Garbarino, Ms. Green, Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Luttrell. Mr. Luttrell votes aye. Mr. Strong.
Aye.
Mr. Strong votes aye. Mr. Burkeen. Mr. Burkeen votes aye. Mr. Crane. Mr. Crane votes aye. Mr. Ogles. Mr. Ogles votes aye. Mrs. Biggs. Mrs. Biggs votes aye. Mr. Evans. Mr. Evans votes aye. Mr. McKenzie. Mr. McKenzie votes aye. Mr. Knott. Mr. Knott votes aye. Ranking Member Thompson.
Nay.
Ranking Member Thompson votes no. Mr. Swalwell. No. Mr. Swalwell votes no. Mr. Correa.
No.
Mr. Correa votes no. Mr. Tanadar. Mr. Magaziner. No. Mr. Magaziner votes no. Mr. Goldman. Mrs. Ramirez. Mr. Kennedy.
No.
Mr. Kennedy votes no. Mrs. McIver. Ms. Johnson. Mr. Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez votes no. Ms. Poe. Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter votes no. Mr. Green of Texas. Mr. Green of Texas votes no.
Are there any other members who wish to be recorded? Mr. Clerk, how am I recorded?
Chairman has not yet been recorded.
Guest votes aye.
Chairman Guest votes aye.
You will please report the totals.
On that vote, Mr. Chairman, there were 12 ayes and 8 noes.
In the opinion of the chair, based on the recorded vote, the motion passes and the request has been tabled. Mr. Carter, did you yield back? I was trying to think. Have you yielded the rest of your time, I believe, if I'm not mistaken? All right, at this time then, the chair would recognize Mr. Evans for 5 minutes for his questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, of course, to the witnesses for coming. And Mr. Chairman, I'd like to submit for the record this committee's report from last year in which then CBP Chief Patrol agents told the committee that, quote, NGOs will facilitate the migrants' travel plans to wherever that's going to be.